I just want to preface this video with this is not how to get the best equipment ever. I just kind of want to break down you guys' limiting beliefs. I feel like in the beginning when you're starting something, you don't know what's the right move to make, what's the right equipment to buy, how much money should you spend. And that's something called analysis paralysis. You're paralyzed by analyzing like, what is the rightest answer? What DAW should you have? What microphone? What speakers? What headphones? And you could really stop the video here because I just have to say the right answer is it's the ones that get you going. The ones you can afford. The ones that make you excited to get in the studio and make a fucking song. In this video, I'm going to give you some places to start, some things to think about, and give you my personal experience of how my equipment developed over the years into something that I've just been using the past 3 years. Haven't really had to buy anything new except for when I'm just like, oh, I want to try this new technology that looks cool. So you really just need the mic, the audio interface, and the DAW. When you're looking for equipment, reverb.com. It's a great place to get your used equipment. You can see the reviews from the sellers, and a lot of stores will sell on that website and you'll get better deals than from your local Guitar Center. That's if you're trying to be smart. If you just want something tomorrow, check Amazon and check Best Buy. Whatever laptop you have will probably work in the beginning. My boyfriend produces on a MacBook Air, if that says anything. Don't worry about that until it's a problem. I always just asked my producer friends exactly what laptop they had. Does it work for them? And I just got that. And that always worked for me. How to pick a microphone? Don't worry about it too much. You can pretty much manipulate these microphones into sounding however you want. Sometimes you can go to Guitar Center and see how your voice sounds in microphones. I'm gonna personally just recommend the SM7B or a Blue microphone because they're all pretty good. So if you're broke as a joke, just get a USB microphone. Then you can just sing into the mic and it's plugged directly into your computer, and then you can just start producing, baby. You could get a Blue Yeti microphone USB for around $100 or less. The microphones that I have used in the past, the Blue Yeti. Blue microphones, Bluebird microphone for $200. Audio Technica AT4040 is $250. I didn't like that one. I found it to be pretty harsh. A lot of people like it. I ended up going for the longest time with a Blue Dragonfly limited edition microphone that I got from my friend Mark. I got it for about $600 and they're for sale for about $400 to $800 on the internet. They're like limited edition, they're like special. And that microphone I have made so much money with. I only recently upgraded to a Neumann TLM 103 microphone. It sounds so beautiful. I just had extra money. I didn't really need it. I love it, but if you're on a budget, you don't need it. This one gets this frequency information and this gets Shut up, okay? Because I've been on the radio with a $600 microphone. I've had records that did nothing on a $10,000 microphone. So who cares? Stop worrying about it. When we have plugins and EQ, you can make the Blue Yeti USB microphone sound good. The iPhone microphone is actually pretty good. And you can use that as a microphone in Ableton. You can set that up as your input. You also need a pop filter, and this is a pop filter, and it without it. I like this. It's got 2 layers and I got it from Guitar Center. So if you get anything other than a USB microphone, you're gonna need an audio interface. It is a hardware device that transmits your microphone signal through this to your computer. It's a translator basically. Translates this audio into some digital signal so that Ableton can record it. If you're on a budget, I would recommend a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. You can get it for about $200 new. Check OfferUp. People are selling them on Craigslist, OfferUp. Get one for like $85. I would advise getting something with 2 holes. You might want to play the guitar and use your microphone at the same time, and if you only have 1 hole, you're fucked. Bottom line is you're gonna need an audio interface. If you're really on a budget, check out the iRig Pro. I think you can get it for around 40 to 60 bucks. That is an audio interface, not as good as the Scarlett. I've had multiple songs on Sirius XM radio that were recorded through the Scarlett 2i2, so I don't want to hear any shit about it. Now, the Apollo Twin Duo is just leagues above. So why would you need to jump from a $200 Scarlett to a $900 Apollo Twin Duo? You're gonna deal with this problem right here. If you try to record with effects on your voice, with some reverb and autotune and all that bullshit, you're gonna start getting what's called latency, and it will piss you off, and you won't be able to concentrate, and you won't be able to do anything right because there's gonna be a lag in what you hear versus what just came out your mouth. Latency. So when you get tired of not being able to hear some compression and reverb reverb and auto-tune and all that shit while you're recording because it just sounds crispy and amazing and beautiful. And it sounds like this when you record, and it just goes in that way, and there's no latency, and it's perfect. And that's why you would spend $900 to upgrade to an Apollo Twin Duo. If you don't mind just hearing yourself like this when you're recording, then you don't need that. And then when you want to start plugging so many things in and you need different inputs because you just want to keep your guitar plugged in and your Kemper plugged in and this microphone ready to go, and you just want it always plugged in, then you can get an Apollo X6. When you have more and you want more convenience, and that's when you start spending more money. If your main goal is just to see if you like this, then just get the Scarlett 2i2. So how are you gonna hear yourself? You're gonna need some headphones. Before I would buy speakers, I would just get some headphones. I've tried the Audio-Technica headphones. They're really good. I really love the DT770s. A little more expensive are these VSX Steven Slate headphones. They offer more than just hearing, but you'll just have to go watch the other video. You're gonna need headphones to record yourself is the thing. But now you want monitors. So everybody's gonna say, oh, you need the flattest monitors. You need this, or you're just not a real producer. You're just not ever gonna get a good mix. Shut up. You don't need anything except what you already have. So I use the KRK Rocket 5s. You can get a pair of those for about $200 or $300. Check reverb.com. You can get those for a good deal. I used those forever and they sound great and they got a little bit of bass in them, but not too much to where you're getting kicked out of your apartment complex. You're gonna see everybody with different speakers and different monitors and you can think, oh, I need those, but you don't. All you need to do is use reference tracks. So what that means is you need to listen to music that you're already familiar with listening to that you think sounds good. You need to go and listen to that while you're making your own music and strive for that quality when you're producing. Mixing on your laptop speakers works really well. That's where a lot of people listen to your music anyway, so you might as well make it sound good on your laptop speakers. Might as well use an app called Mix to Mobile and just send the audio directly to your phone. Mix a song while listening to it coming out of your phone, which is where everybody's going to be listening to your song on TikTok and Instagram anyways. Bounce the song, airdrop it to yourself, and go listen in your car because that's where a lot of people are listening to music. That's where you're listening to music. You can do this on KRK Rocket 5s. You can do this on your laptop. You don't need anything. I will mix off my Aventone mix cubes, which are essentially just shitty speakers. I will mix in mono as opposed to stereo. I listen to my music on my Focal twin shapes. And those are pretty expensive. I think about $3,000 total. Basically, they just sound so fucking good. I feel like I'm tripping nutsack when I'm listening through them. I'm just like, wow, it sounds so good. And that's not necessarily good for mixing because I could think it sounds so good in here and then go to my car and damn, it sounds like shit. But I have those speakers because I love listening to my music, and when I just want to yank one out to my new song that I just made, I can listen to them in here in my $3,000 speakers. But you don't need them if that's gonna like put you out of business. Now when people say this is why it's worth it to go to a professional studio, okay, yeah, if you know how to mix your songs, then you might get a better result. You might get back to your car and think, damn, this mix slaps. Maybe I should just mix my songs in that studio. Maybe I should pay $50. Then do that. I don't care. What you can also do is learn that, hey, in my bedroom, I always tend to make things a little too harsh in the 5 to 8K kilohertz range, and you'll keep it in mind, and then you can just be like, I know it sounds good in here, but I'm going to turn it down a little because I just know. You just have to be a translator for your sound, and then you can save yourself money. You're going to need XLR cables. This is a microphone cable. This is an XLR. That's what it's called. On the other side, it has prongs, and it goes into stuff. This is how you're gonna get your microphone into your audio interface. For my voice, I use the Mogami Gold, but I have a pretty expensive microphone and preamp, so why would I get a shitty cable, you know? But if you're working on a budget, get an Amazon Basics XLR cable. These are 2 cords that you're gonna wanna know the names of as a producer. This is an XLR microphone cable for your microphone. This is a 1/4 inch cable for your guitar. This is the MIDI USB cord. You're gonna need this for your audio interface or for your MIDI keyboard, and maybe even for your USB microphone. For a keyboard, I have a Studio Logic SL88. There's 88 weighted keys. I started out with an Akai MPK Mini. I got that for around $45 off of Craigslist. Make sure it's MIDI. You want that MIDI capability. MIDI is the information your keyboard sends to your laptop where you can quantize it, which means putting it into perfect timing. You can change the notes and you can do all kinds of things. So you want a MIDI keyboard. And the reason that I spent $500 on a weighted keyboard is just because I wanted a good quality weighted keys keyboard. I wanted it to feel like my real piano because I can actually play the piano and it just feels better. But if you don't actually play the piano and you don't care, then just get a cheap MIDI keyboard because they pretty much all work. Akai, I think, is the best brand, and that's just my biased opinion. So now let's talk about something you're so worried about that doesn't actually fucking matter. Soundproofing. Treating your room. First of all, this does not matter. Hit songs are literally recorded. Hit songs have literally been recorded in hotel rooms. Closets are actually a great space with all the clothes and you just shove yourself in there. The clothes just absorb the echo that you can hear in the room. But honestly, you're probably just gonna go back and add some of that in there with effects anyway. It doesn't matter, just work with what you have. What I had in the beginning, moving blankets and blankets. I put a blanket behind me to kind of shield any noise that was coming in from behind me. Sound is basically going to be bouncing off any flat surface that isn't covered with material. I used to cover all my surfaces with moving blankets. While it's not the best thing, it helped me to feel more professional. It really doesn't matter though, you don't have to do this. These sound panels that I have sell for about $80 a piece, and that's not even counting the shipping. I found all of the sound panels that I have, which is, I think I bought 17 sound panels for $1,000. I found that deal on Craigslist and that was just a guy, he just wanted to get rid of them and I got them and they work for me. And there's YouTube videos on how to make your own sound panels and that's what a lot of my friends have done. I just went ahead and bought these when I got my record deal and it was totally worth it. But honestly, you can put a blanket over yourself and the microphone and get up under there and record. You can just like surround yourself with some blankets. I used to put myself in my closet with all my clothes. That was one thing I did. Recording in a car is surprisingly sounds good, but it can get hot in there. So I heard. When you start having to plug a lot of things in or you start noticing some buzzing and you're like, where's that buzzing come from? You might need a power conditioner. So I use the Furman M8X2 8 outlet power conditioner. What does a power conditioner do? Power conditioners protect sensitive electronic equipment from damage caused by power fluctuations and electrical noise. The internet says, left unchecked, dirty power can introduce hums, buzzes, and static into your signal path. So if you start getting that buzzing and static and you can't figure it out, you might have to get a power conditioner. Furman is the industry standard. If you don't want to get a power conditioner for right now, just get a surge protected power strip and you'll be good. If you start hearing that buzzing though, down KILLBOY sent you. Moral of the story, you don't have to spend a lot of money unless you want to. I don't think you want to unless you discover that this is something you love and that you're making some money off of, or you have some extra money and you just want to blow some money. If you really cannot afford this shit, check Reddit, check for cracked Ableton, check for cracked plugins. You might download a virus. If you have a nerdy producer friend, ask them if they can help you crack some plugins and get this shit for free, because that's what I did. I got everything for free because I cracked it, which means I downloaded it illegally for free. Honestly, I never got a virus, but I always asked my producer friends that already knew how to do it and I just had them do it for me. Ask somebody you know that has Ableton if you can use their other license, because you get 2 licenses for Ableton. And if you really want to just do things the right way, then most things have a payment plan. Ableton has a payment plan. A lot of people are using Klarna now, which gives you 30 days to pay for something. I can't use it because my credit sucks. I can buy a car, but I can't use Klarna. That's just the way it is. Remember to use reverb.com and look for that pre-owned equipment. And if you want things the next day, Amazon Prime. I do that for cables a lot. Amazon Essentials are usually pretty good quality. That's all you need, and then you need to stay subscribed to KILLBOY. I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.